हेलो फ्रेंड्स, गुड मॉर्निंग एंड वेलकम टू टेक्सास यूट्यूब चैनल, जहाँ पे हम आपसे सभी तरह के लीगल, फाइनेंशियल और टैक्सेशन मैटर्स पे बात करते हैं। तो ये हमारा नया वीडियो है एंड दिस इज ऑन द टॉपिक कॉल्ड अरेस्ट। पता ही होगा, सभी फिल्मों में देखे हैं हमने और जानते हैं अरेस्ट का मतलब क्या होता है, बट डू वी रियली नो द लीगल मीनिंग? आइए देखते हैं। आपको क्वेश्चंस अगर एग्जाम में आएंगे तो कैसे आएंगे? व्हेन कैन अ पुलिस अरेस्ट अ पर्सन विदाउट एन ऑर्डर फ्रॉम मजिस्ट्रेट और विदाउट अ वारंट? खैर, पुलिस तो कभी भी किसी को उठा लेती है, फिर भी चलिए फॉर द सेक ऑफ आंसर, कैन अ मजिस्ट्रेट ऑल्सो अरेस्ट अ पर्सन? If so, when? Can an arrest be made by a private person? If so, what is the procedure in such arrest? How is arrest made? According to section 41, any police officer may, without an order from a magistrate and without a warrant, arrest any person who has been concerned in any cognizable offence or against whom a reasonable complaint has been made or credible information has been received, or as a reasonable suspicion exists of his having been so concerned, or who has in his possession without lawful excuse the burden of proving which excuse shall lie on such person any implement of housebreaking, or who has been proclaimed as an offender either under this code or by order of the state government, in whose possession anything is found which may reasonably be suspected to be stolen property, and who may reasonably be suspected of having committed an offence with reference to such thing, who obstructs a police officer while in the execution of his duty, or who has escaped or attempted to escape from lawful custody, who is reasonably suspected of being a deserter from any of the armed forces of the Union, who has been concerned in or against whom a reasonable complaint has been made or credible information has been received, or a reasonable suspicion exists of having been concerned in any act committed at any place out of India which if committed in India would have been punishable as an offence, and for which he is under the law relating to extradition or otherwise liable to be apprehended or detained in custody in India, or being released commits a breach of any rule made under subsection 5 of 356, for whose arrest any requisition, whether written or oral, has been received from another police officer, provided that the requisition specifies the person to be arrested and the offence or other cause for which the arrest is to be made, and it appears there from that the person might lawfully be arrested without a warrant by the officer who issued the requisition. If any officer in charge of a police station may in likely manner arrest or cause to be arrested any person belonging to one or more of the categories of persons specified in section 109 or 110. It may be noted that the case where a police officer may arrest a person without warrant are specified in Schedule 1 of this code. This section enumerates 9 categories of offences and cases relating thereto, where a police officer may arrest any person without an order from the magistrate and without a warrant. केस लॉ देखते हैं. It was held in Avinash versus State of Maharashtra 1983. बॉम्बे का केस है that section 41 is a depository of general powers of the police officer to arrest, but this power is subject to certain other provisions contained in this code itself as well as in the special statute to which the code is made applicable. If section 155(2) prohibits a police officer from investigating a non-cognizable case without the order of the magistrate, then in respect of such offence, a police officer cannot exercise the power contained in section 41(1)(d) of the code. These powers are all the general powers of the police officers in connection with the arrest of a person, but they cannot be read in isolation and must be read in conjunction with provision of subsection 155 and 156 of the code, which refers to the nature of the offence. Arrest on refusal to give name and residence. According to section 42, when a person who in the presence of a police officer has committed or has been accused of committing a non-cognizable offence refuses on demand of such officer to give his name, residence, or give a name or residence which such officer has reason to believe to be false, he may be arrested by such officer in order that his name or residence may be ascertained. When the true name and residence of such person have been ascertained, he shall be released on his executing a bond or without sureties to appear before a magistrate if so required, provided that if such person is not resident in India, the bond shall be secured by surety or sureties resident in India. Should the true name and residence of such person not be ascertained within 24 hours from the time of arrest, or should he fail to execute the bond, or if so required to furnish sufficient sureties, he shall forthwith be forwarded to the nearest magistrate having jurisdiction. तो नाम ना देने पे इतनी सारी सजाएं हैं. पुलिस जैसे अरेस्ट करे, फटाफट नाम, एड्रेस, सब कुछ बता दो. Arrest by private person in procedure of such arrest. Section 43. Any private person may arrest or cause to be arrested any person who is in presence commits a non-bailable and cognizable offence, or any plotting offender without unnecessary delay shall make over or cause to be made over any persons who are arrested to a police officer or in absence of a police officer, take such person or cause him to be taken into custody to the nearest police station. If there is reason to believe that such a person comes under the provision of section 41, a police officer shall re-arrest him. If there is reason to believe that he has committed a non-cognizable offence and he refuses on the demand of a police officer to give his name and residence, फिर से name and residence, or give a name or residence which such officer has reason to believe to be false, he shall be dealt under the provision of section 42. यही वाला. But if there is no sufficient reason to believe that he has committed an offence, he shall be at once released. Arrest by magistrate. Section 44. When any offence is committed in the presence of magistrate, whether executive or judicial, within his local jurisdiction, he may himself arrest or order any person to arrest the offender and may thereupon, subject to the provision herein contained as to bail, commit the offender to custody. Any magistrate, whether executive or judicial, may at any time arrest or direct and the arrest in his presence within his local jurisdiction of any person for whose arrest he is competent at the time and in the circumstances to issue a warrant. Arrest how made? According to section 46, in making an arrest, the police officer or other person making the same shall actually touch or confine the body of the person to be arrested unless there is a submission of the custody by word or action. If such person forcibly resists the endeavour to arrest him or attempts to evade the arrest, such police officer or the person may use all means necessary to effect the arrest. Nothing in this section give a right to cause the death of a person who is not accused of an offence, punishable with death or with imprisonment for life. So this was all in this video. I hope you have liked the video. अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आया है तो हमारे चैनल को लाइक करें, सब्सक्राइब करें और इस वीडियो को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा शेयर करें. थैंक यू.